Salutations. Welcome to another episode of Foxx Plays KSP, the 365-day challenge, round 2. So, yeah, we had some difficulties. We had some big difficulties yesterday with Tantares 1 mission. Train wreck. Train wreck is a good word for our mission yesterday. Oh boy. But we have plans, big plans. So I'm gonna load up our vehicle and we'll get right to it. Alrighty. So as Minmus sets over I think that's Minmus sets over the over K2. We'll, I don't think ODARP is in a particularly advantageous position, but, yeah, we're running out of time, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so, throttle up, SAS. Alright, so, this is, our vehicle today is a Alanir based craft, and it has a cargo compartment which will be used for ferrying, of all things, cargo. Notably, it's the first of two, it's carrying today the first of two cargo containers which will be affixed to the exterior of ODARP, and will carry spares for in the event that something catastrophic, like what happened yesterday, happens again, which hopefully it won't, but if it does, we're planning ahead. So, one thing to note is that we're using a different launch vehicle, because the Tantares that I built to launch the Tantares was didn't work, but this is using what is essentially a Zenit rocket from the AB Launchers pack, which is also made, this particular part of AB Launchers is made by BL, the guy behind Tantares. First stage cutoff, and hopefully... Yeah! Look at that! Look at it! Beautiful. And so we're gonna... Apoapsis. Alright, yeah, getting a bit high. So we're gonna just point ourselves down-ish. And then... Yeah! Everything's coming up roses. Hey, look at that. Everything's working. Sweet. So, oh no, whoops. We had an oops. KSC, we've had an oops. Our apoapsis is ridiculous. Alright, so... You know what? That's unreasonable. There, that's what we want to do. So that's 500 delta V. We should have plenty. Alright, so... Once we get oriented, we'll just double check some of our systems. Alright, so we're going to roll to heads up. Yeah, something interesting that I'm not entirely clear on is I'm not sure that in the real world if the Zenit has actually been man-rated. I don't know if it's actually supposed to carry people, but this one does, so. Alright, and we're just going to open our cargo bay door just to make sure we don't overheat. Alright, and this time we're going to be very careful with our time acceleration buttons. Yep, that's the right one. Alright. So where's our burn time? Time to node burn. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Got a bit off on my count there towards the end, but no matter. And shut off close enough for getting on with. And of course we've left these things in orbit, but I'm not worried about it. Alright, so we're gonna just set this to UDARP, I guess. Not strictly necessary, but may as well. Alright, so now the trick is to set as target. Alright, so it's okay, our ascending and descending nodes line up pretty close with its apoapsis and periapsis. So we're going to combine our maneuver here and that's ascending, so we want to descend. We're going to combine it with our inclination change. Alright, and what's this? We want to decelerate, or sorry, burn retrograde. Alright, and that should put our periapsis close enough to, yep, perfect. Alright, so we'll get ourselves lined up. And that's just a 93 meter per second burn, so that shouldn't be overly taxing for this particular vehicle. I'll talk a little bit about the vehicle. So yeah, it's a TKS spacecraft, kinda. It's got the TKS descent module. Oh, everything went dark. Lights on. Work. There we go. Alright, so, sorry if there's not much to see here. Cargo bay, which is from the TKS, but it's using the service module from a, it's a little hard for me to reckon what it actually is, but it's essentially in the Tantares pack, this service module goes to the 1.875 the oversized Cygnus, essentially. It's like the upsized Paul. Burn. We've got almost 1,000. We got plenty of Delta V. It's just oodles. Alright, so I'm gonna just reset target. I don't know why that didn't work. Alright, so we're a little off, but that maneuver work? Nope. Right. So we do want... This is kind of a ridiculous burn. Alright, that'll work. spacecraft. Oh, and the solar panels are from the Tantares or the Soyuz. And the and the antenna is from Apollo. It's covered in the TKS, or it's covered in the Alanir part of the pack, but it's the Apollo main communication array, which is fun. Yeah, I kind of designed this with the Block 3 Apollo in mind, which was, it's the Apollo from the Eyes Turn Skyward alternate history thread that pops up now and again on KSP forums and various places. Right, it's worth noting that this engine runs on monopropellant, so this craft has no liquid fuel or oxidizer at all, so it's all just hydrazine, basically. Interesting. Not realized that you can check the inventory from. Alright. Burning away. So yeah, we're getting a pretty high orbit here. We're reaching an altitude where if we were circular, it'd be a semi-synchronous orbit. We're just gonna thrust limit. Get our approach nice and close. Alright, that'll do. Alright, so at our descending node, we are still slightly off on our inclination. So we're going to do a correction there. It's descending, so we want to ascend. Alright. Yeah, that's a nice small correction. Probably do it on RCS. We won't even use the main engine. And before I forget, I am going to reset that thrust limit. Look at that. Cool. I need to remember to fiddle around with the distant object enhancement settings so that when I mouse over them, the labels appear. Because I'm pretty sure that that's Minmus. That's got to be Minmus. All right, burn time. There we go. Yeah, this just because of the inefficiency of my ascent, this episode is going to be a bit long, especially considering that I still have to dock. But that's not good. There we go. Yeah, you never actually, like, you don't want NAN to really appear. I mean, it's just, it's kind of bad luck, I think. It shouldn't be, but I just feel like it is, because that's not a number. And not a number errors are kind of a big deal, so it shouldn't actually do anything, but alright, so we need to burn roughly the same amount of delta V that we need to get up here in the first place on this crazy orbit. That should be enough to... Alright, so that's us pointed in more or less the right direction. I don't know what our burn time is. It's saying that our estimated burn time is 16 minutes. That can't be right. That's going off my RCS. Nah, that's silly. But hopefully our flight engineer shouldn't be taking that into account. It should be doing it the right way. Right, coming close down to our burn time. Yep, and there's our target at 90 kilometers is ODARP. Approaching at a rate of 360 meters a second. Wow. That's pretty quick. Now 40 kilometers. 1 minute to burn time. Whoa, the moon looks like the Death Star. Look at that. Look at that. Just the way the light is catching. That looks like the Death Star. Cool. It is not, unfortunately. It is, in fact, a moon. Alright, and that's a long burn, unfortunately, but as needs must. Right, so I guess I can talk a little bit, just because this burn is so long, I'll talk a little bit about future missions. We'll be doing at least 2 of these, be doing at least 1 more of these missions. This mission wound up getting combined with the previous one, just because it had to abort. But this mission was on the books as to be the next mission, and it's to transfer this cargo container. But ODARP has space for 2, so we will be doing at least 1 more of these, but we have other things to do before then. I can't remember what they are at the moment, but they are... We've got all sorts of things planned for ODARP. Much more impressive than we had done last time. Last time we more or less just kind of docked bits to it that would later dock with each other and go somewhere. This time around, ODARP is going to be kind of a station in its own right. It's just, once again, humble beginnings. Don't get me wrong, I think monolithic space stations are super cool. I have done a number of Salute type stations, and they're just super cool. But I don't know. There's something really cool about starting with something really small and making it really big through great effort. So we're going to zoom out. I think that's our target port. It should be. we'll open up our docking computer. Courtesy of Docking Port Alignment Indicator by Navyfish. So we will go over to RCS. So that we don't have to rely on our main engine. Alright, good. And we're actually on a perfect course. We'll slide right on by the station. Oh yeah, look at that! Nice shadow and everything. Beautiful. We're going to turn our RCS off just so that we can get our ports lined up. Alright, and we want a 90-degree. Interesting. Sorry, if docking is a bit boring. Right. Alright, so we're lined up. Oh, and our actually quite stable. We're not drifting too terribly much. Some last minute corrections. We are drifting a little bit towards the end here, but nothing too serious. And that is a perfect docking. Look at that. Alright, cool. So we'll do a quick bit of EVA, but nothing really all that complicated. We'll transfer over to the module that we'll be using as our airlock. EVA. Alright. Get our little RCS jets on. Alright, get our panels extending. These are fixed solar panels, so they do not sun track, which is a bit unfortunate. But it does mean that we have to pay more attention to our orientation in space, which can be fun. That wants, we'll set it as 2. Yeah, there we go. We'll just make sure that this is set to 3, but we can do that from inside. Right, and we'll get the last bits here open. Get some lights on. Get the other one up here, I think. Yeah. Alright, so that's, I think, a successful first EVA. We'll just hop back in. Right, we'll reorient our station. There we go. We get all of our solar panels working. Alright, and our batteries are recharging at a pretty solid rate, so all the batteries that depleted on ODARP are now refilling. Right, and ODARP. Cool. Our docking computer. Alright, well, that has been a successful recovery of a rocky start to our space program, or our manned space program anyway. Well, I have been Foxx. This has been KSP. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Take care.